what we are going to do in this mentorship session. So, and what is the outcome that we are targeting, and what is the deliverable that kind of like expected from you by the end of this mentorship session. So today is like session 1. So we will have 4 sessions on total, spread across like different dates. I think the session 1 is today, the next session is like next week, and then we have around like 2 weeks of gap before the third session, and I think like another 2 weeks of gap before the final session. So the objectives of this entire session is to make you do design thinking first, to identify problems. Of course, like you have identified certain problem and you have like progressed a little bit, but I'm going to like kind of restructure that problem so that it is more relevant to the real world. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And then you will be doing prototypes, and then you will be creating an investor presentation, which is going to be a little bit different from the presentation that you showed to me. So the presentation that you showed is more like a kind of a project presentation or like a technical presentation, but I'm going to help you to create a presentation that is presentable to an investor. If someone is interested in your project and if they want to like invest some money into the project, and also pitch your idea more effectively to kind of like convince the investors, and then finally to equip you with entrepreneurial skill sets. Of course, like most of you may not really start a company, like maybe you will work in an industry, but the entrepreneurial skill sets that you gain are going to help you even when you go into an industry or whether you start up your own company. So these are some skill sets that that will definitely help you in progressing in your career. So that's what we are going to do. So this is roughly the agenda and also the small mini assignments that I'm going to give you. So today we are at session 1. So probably the aim is to like get to know each other, what you are doing, what is your project, like and things like that. And I'm also going to give you a very short introduction about design thinking, with which you are going to do it in this week and create something like a 1-page report and present it to me by next week. So it is just a 1-page report, so I don't want to like overload you because it's like just 1 week time. So I'm just asking you to do a 1-page report of the design thinking that you are going to do. And then the next session we will have a review on your design thinking report. Then I hope you also like attend my the usual lecture series, right? Like so every Thursday there is one lecture. So I give some lecture, like there are also some other resource persons. So in that lecture, I will also give a session on business model canvas, and during the next week we will have a recap on all of the business model canvas prototyping. So did you attend my last session on prototyping, rapid prototyping? The session that I had on last Thursday?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah. So did you attend it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So based on those learnings, then in the next week you will start to create some prototypes. Then you will like validate them with potential users. You will then iterate them. You will also like fill up the business model canvas and kind of like validate it, and then you will like present it to me by session 3, which will be 2 weeks after the session 2. And then in the session 3 we will have a review on the prototypes. Then we will have some mini session on like financial modeling, preparing your investor presentation and how to pitch your startup effectively. And you will have like another around like more than 2 weeks of time, where you will be preparing the financial model for your startup, then investor deck. And then on the last session, we will have a review on your financial model and investor deck, and you will like pitch your startup idea to me. So this is roughly the agenda. So don't get too confused with this. I will like share these slides with you. So let's just focus today on like the session 1 alone. Let's not be confused with the other sessions. But I just wanted to like give you this information so that you will be prepared on like what to expect for this mentorship session. Okay. So like whether you are going to be an entrepreneur or whether you are going to go to an industry, every company's aim is like only one. So every company is existing because they are creating some product to deliver it to the customer. Otherwise, like no company will exist. Like whether it is going to be your own company or you go to some other company to work, every company has a product and they are like selling that product, making profits. So that's why like the company is existing in the first place. But what sort of products they are making depends on what is the problem they have identified with their potential customer. So if you take for example Intel. So Intel is basically making computer processors. So every laptop like you have is having an Intel processor. But similarly, I hope you have heard about AMD company, right? So AMD is also making processors, but their focus is more towards gaming. So if you see any gaming laptop, you will see a AMD processor there. Like you will not mostly see a Intel processor. So Intel came with these processors. Like Intel was the first company to like even come up with these microprocessors and started to like revolutionize the laptop industry and things like that. But then AMD found a very unique problem in that, because the Intel processors are not very suitable for gaming. So they came up with their own GPU for gaming. So this is how like basically every company has a product because they have identified some problem, and if they come up with a product to solve that problem, they can get customers, they can get profits out of it. So that is, so even if you go to work, like any the main purpose of any company is to like come up with a good product. So how to then come up with a good product basically? So like nowadays, like if you see, like many companies are coming up with new products. So when you see like Tesla came up with the electric vehicle when every company was like producing diesel and petrol vehicles. So how to come up with new products? So basically you need to like kind of discover. You need to like get into that discovery mindset, like find out like new information, find out what is happening outside of your studies, what is happening outside of your university. You need to go and like speak with a lot of people, find out new opportunities, and then like start to do something to see if you can like make some products to utilize those opportunities. So this is what every company is doing. So how do companies then find out these new opportunities? So any company you go, like any company or any startup you go for work, basically uses this design thinking framework to identify and evaluate new opportunities. So why do they use design thinking? Because see, back in the olden days, it was new product development was uh, very much technology pushed. So technology pushed means like people know they can do something, so they came up with a product and they introduced it in the market, and people started to buy it. So it was how Intel came up with the microprocessor. So when before Intel came up with the microprocessor, no one was even able to think that they can have a laptop in their hand. So it was like back in the olden days, like they were the computer was like so big. So people do not even like uh, think that they will have a smaller laptop in their hand. So when Intel suddenly came up with this microprocessor and came up uh, the, with the microprocessor with which they can start to build smaller and sleeker laptops, then people started to be interested and started to buy it. So people did not really understand what problem they are having back in the olden days. But in today's world, like we have like almost everything. Like everyone has a smartphone, everyone has a laptop. We have everything in today's world. So we need to like really go and speak with people to understand really what sort of problem they are facing, and with that should guide our new product development. It is not like you just build something and you just go and like sell it, like it will not work out. So that's why like uh, every company will have a product management team. So even I am a product manager for my own company, where I speak with a lot of potential customers. I find out what sort of problems they are facing, or what competitor products they are using, and what is the problem they are facing with the competitors product. So I will like gather all this data, and then I will come up with a proposal and I will give it to the technical team. So then the technical team will evaluate, okay, so these are all the problems. So the customer wants this specifications because they want to achieve this thing. So when I say this, then the technical team will evaluate whether it will be a good idea or not, whether they can do something with this constraints. So this is how like new product development currently happens in the industry. So for that, like design thinking is what every industry uses. So what is design thinking? Basically, design thinking is nothing but like it is just a technique. Basically, it is just a technique to identify problems and create innovative solutions. So it is just like it is used everywhere. It is a 5-stage process. I just want you to like remember this. So basically, like empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So this is the 5-step process of design thinking. So this is what you are going to do this week for your own problem statement that you have chosen. So the very first thing that happens in the industry is like they will not even like have a problem statement in the very beginning. They will just have a very broad uh, topic. Like they'll just have a very broad idea of like what they wanted to do. So for example, like as you have taken the farming problem, so basically the industry will have, okay, like there are some problems that are faced by the farmers. So then probably they will in the first stage empathize. What they will do is like they will go to a farmer. So they will go out of their office and they will go to a farmer. They will speak with them. So they will speak with them. They will understand what they are doing, what is the problem they are facing. And uh, uh, it's a slow process, because basically empathize means uh, stepping into the shoes of others and experiencing the problems similar to what our users are facing. So that is what empathize is. So it is not like you just go and like interview them. You need to like really sit with them. You need to like see them how they are working. What is you need to like understand all of those things. So that is what you need to do when you are empathizing. So once you have empathized, like once you have like uh, uh, traveled with your potential user for certain amount of time, then probably you will collect lot of different problems. So you will see that, okay, the person is like facing this problem, this problem, this problem. So you'll collect all of these things. Then you will now define like which is the most important problem that your potential customer is facing. Because like see, for example, if you want to go from point A to point B in like 100 kilometers, if you want to like go from point A to point B, if you feel that that is the problem, but uh, once you start to speak with people, then they will say you like many other problems. They will say that the road is not good. They will say that my vehicle is like very bad. My vehicle is very old. My vehicle does not give me enough mileage. My vehicle like frequently stops. So you are going to get a lot of problems. So which problem you will do it? So there are like many different problems coming up here. Whether you are going to lay a new road, like you can't do it. That is the government's job. Whether you are going to go and like repair the person's vehicle? No, again, like he can do it. Like you are not going to be a mechanic to like repair it. So this is why like you need to clearly define which problem you are going to now take, so that if that problem is solved, like all these other problems will be easily solved. So you need to like define the problem. That then once you define, then you need to ideate many different solutions. It's not like you just come up with one idea. You need to come up with like 10, 20 different ideas. Like as a team, you need to like really sit and like, so when you define the problem, this is where you will write the problem statement. So you showed me a problem statement, right? So that problem statement should come after you have empathized and after you have defined. So once you have this problem statement, then based on this problem statement, you will start to ideate many different solutions. So in this ideation phase, you need to come up with like lot of ideas. It's not like you should not think whether that idea is feasible or not. You need to come up with a lot of ideas, and once you come up with a lot of ideas, then you will prototype. You will start to prototype. So this is where my last session, rapid prototyping technique, will help you to come up with a lot of prototypes within a short span of time. So once you have like lot of ideas, you will now group it. Okay, like which is the first idea that we want to try it, which is the second idea we want to try it. So if you have like 30 different ideas, probably like you group them, you see which is more feasible, which is not feasible, then you like rank each of the idea. Then finally you have like 10 different ideas, and with that 10 different ideas, you start to prototype. So you start to like prototype, like whether it is a software idea, whether it is a hardware idea, you start to like prototype. And once you prototype, it is not the end. Once you have prototyped it, you need to again go back to the potential user. So you need to again go back to the farmer, and like you give this prototype to them, and like make them use this prototype and see whether the prototype is solving their problem. If it is solving their problem, good. But if not, then it means you haven't really understood the problem of your customer. That's what it means. Because if even after using your prototype, if the farmer is saying like, no, my problems are still there, then it means you haven't really empathized with your customer. You haven't really properly defined your problem statement. So this is where companies do, because this is a iterative process. It's not like you do it once and it's done. It's not like that. It's a very iterative process. It's a random process. It's not like very linear, like okay, you do this thing, then you complete this, you complete this. It's not like very linear. It is like very random. You go and speak, like even when you are doing the prototype, you go and speak. If it is good, you continue. If not, like you just discard that prototype and like again come up with a new prototype. So this is what the entire design thinking process is. And this is like used by every big company these days. Every startup are using design thinking process. So empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So this is what we are going to do today, do this week. So this is what you are going to do this week. So basically what you are going to do is like, you are going to really speak with the farmer. So have you spoken with any farmer till now? No. So yes. So this is what you need to first do it. So so see, like you have decided already that you want to do something for tackling the problem of the farmer. So the very first thing you need to do is like, you need to first go and see what the farmer is doing. So probably like you just like, so probably if tomorrow is a holiday, you just like go to a farm. Just go to a farm and see what the farmer is doing. So then collect different problems, speak with him, like interview him, understand what he's doing. So then collect a lot of different problems. Then uh, define which problem you are going to do it. Of course, like you have some problem statement, but then you need to like validate it, right? So if the problem statement is already what the farmer is like experiencing, then well and good. But if not, try to like then come up with a problem statement that the farmer is like really experiencing. So once you have defined and like created a problem statement, then you are going to ideate, and you are going to come up with many different solutions. So you just showed me one solution, right? Like you showed a problem statement, you showed me this is what we are going to do. So here in this ideation stage, I want each one of you to come up with 10 ideas. So there are like 5 people in this group. I want you to come up with 10 ideas. Like even if it is crazy, don't worry. I want you to like think like many different ideas, like think through different, take different perspectives to see how you can like solve the problem. So come up with like many different ideas. Then finally you start to prototype, and so during this prototyping, like as I told before, like maybe you can like again refer to my rapid prototyping session. So there are like I gave you a few tips in that session for like rapidly prototyping software ideas and hardware ideas. Of course, like since you are doing something relevant to IoT, you are going to have both software and hardware. Probably you will have some web application or mobile application. So try to like watch that video and try to come up with like few prototypes, and again like go to the farmer and see if that prototype is good for him or not, and you just validate. So I want you to like do this in this week, and create a 1-page report of what you have found out. So create a 1-page report on like this entire process that you have done. Okay. So maybe like now let's go back. So again, like, so after you do this, then in the next session, you are going to like do more prototypes. You are going to like really go and like validate with the farmer. So since we have like 2 weeks of time between the second session and the third session, I want you to like focus on like more validations. So go and speak with more farmers. Go and like show them your prototypes. Understand what they think about your prototypes. Verify whether they are interested to use your prototype. So you need to like do all of these things. Even if you go to a company, and if, for example, if you become a project manager, this is what you are going to do. So if you become a product manager, of course, like if you become a project manager, like you will still try to like work only on the project level. But if you become a product manager, this is what you will be doing. You will really go to the customer, you will like speak with them, you will understand. Because every company, what you are doing, like if you are doing a technical work, all of those specifications are coming from the customer, basically. All of what you are going to do. So imagine like if Aliuddin is going to become an embedded engineer and he's going to build some robot. So who is defining the specifications of this robot? The customer is defining the specifications, but you will not know it, like basically like because as a fresher, you are going to just start your career, right? So you are going to be in a technical team, and this technical team will have a technical manager or a technical lead, and this technical lead will have a product manager. This product manager will have a vice president. So probably this vice president goes to the customer, and he kinds of like gathers all the specifications. Then the product manager goes and like have like 5-10 meetings with the customer, and he kinds of now condenses all the requirements and specifications, and he gives it to the technical lead. And the technical lead will assign, okay, so my team has like 5 different people, so I'm going to like assign this portion to Ali, then this portion to Amirul, this portion to Mirul. So this is how a company works, basically. So as a fresher, you will not like really understand. Sometimes you will think, oh, why I'm doing this, like why I'm doing this, because this is what I have also felt. Because as a fresher, when you start to work, like you will just work on something without even knowing why you are doing this. So the technical manager will just tell you to design a PCB, but you will not know why you are designing this PCB, because you don't have access to that uh, top level information, right? Because like we are just starting our career, so basically we just like obey what our boss is saying us, and we just do it. But if you develop this understanding, this is where it will help you to like progress in your career. If you really understand why you are doing this, like go on like if you are working, like ask your technical lead, sir, why we are doing this. what is the customer's requirement. Then you will like design things even better, because if you really understand what the customer is asking from you, then you will really do a better work than just like following your boss instructions. So this is what I want you all to like develop that intuition, develop that understanding of how like things work together. So now let's go back to your slides. So I'll stop sharing. So probably you can again share your slides. Okay, so now let's read it. So there is a growing amount of pressure being exerted on farmers at the present time, and they are being asked to find solutions to a myriad of difficulties in order to keep up with the expanding demand for a higher quantity of food of a higher quality. In order for farmers to fulfill the requirements of their customers, they require a significant amount of labor, which can be challenging for smaller farming operations. So this problem statement now you have is so big. Like so when you just show this problem statement to me, I will start to think, okay, so there's a growing amount of pressure being exerted on farmers. So is your solution going to deal with something like mental health of the farmers? Are you going to create some mental health app to improve the mental health of the farmers? So they are being asked to find solutions to a myriad of difficulties. So what sort of difficulties they are facing? Because like don't have any information here with this statement. Whether they are like facing difficulties in terms of like their family life, or like difficulties in terms of like growing the crops, or difficulties like because like the weather is very unpredictable, or difficulties because they are not properly getting water supply or things like that. So there are like so many things to now think of here. And the expanding demand for a higher quantity. So what is the demand really? What is their current production limit? What is the demand they are getting? So for example, if their current production limit is okay, like every day they want to like deliver 1 kg of carrot, and but the demand is like 10 kg of carrots. But we also need to think whether this farmer will be even to whether this farmer has the resources to even produce more than 1 kg. If he just has a land of like 200 square feet, then like even if the demand is like 100 kg also, like he cannot do it, right? Even if the demand is like 2 kg also, he cannot do it, because he has already like utilized the full land he is having. So you need to like really understand like what is the demand that the farmer is facing, what is his current production capability, what are the limitations that he has, what are the constraints he has, and things like that. Then higher quality, then what is quality? What does quality mean here? Whether like the quality means like whether the food, whether whatever he is producing is not up to certain standards, then what is the standard? So whether the pesticide he is using is like so much that the government is like telling the farmer that, oh, your pesticide limit is like too high, so we can't like get your product, or to whoever he is selling. So if it is like an organic customer like that he is selling to, then the organic so basically the company, if it is an organic company, then they will like procure all these products from the farmers, right? So then they will have some certain defined pesticide limits, insecticide limits and all. So whether he is like exceeding those limits, then why is he exceeding those limits? Like whether there is a lot of like insects like coming up, what is the what can we do about it? So then requirements for the customers, then what is the requirement? Yeah, so again, what is the real requirement from the customer? They require a significant amount of labor. So how many people they already have in their farm working? Based on the demand, like whether they need to like increase their manpower, or whether they need to decrease their manpower, or can you do some sort of automation here to improve the productivity? So can you like, okay, so if he says, okay, like my manpower is like, I have like a 50-acre land, and like my manpower is like getting wasted because they go to each and every area and like spray the insecticide. Can you then automate this? Can you then have a drone to just go and like spray these insecticides? So in 10 minutes, the job is done. Instead of like you wasting like 5-6 manpower to daily go and like spray this insecticide, you just create a drone and then you create a program algorithm so that the drone automatically goes and like sprays the insecticides. So what is the labor? On small farming operations. So what do we mean by small farming? So what is small farming? What is big farming? So what is the limit that we are like speaking here? Like what is the differentiation that we are speaking here? Whether like small farming mean like a farmer like having like probably 1 acre of land, and like anything above 1 acre, like are we like classifying it as a larger farming? So see, like just by looking at your problem statement, I have like these many questions. So that's why I want you to like narrow down your problem statement to just one sentence. That's it. So you just need to like so see, like I have now told you many different problems just by looking at the problem statement, like which problem you are really going to solve. So that's what like you need to go and speak with your farmer and like understand what they are doing and what you want to do, and kind of like align them, and then you just come up with a problem statement that is only one sentence. Very simple. Like so this is so farmers are facing with this issue, which I'm going to solve with this solution. That's it. Like that should be like kind of the template that that I want to like see from you. So then objective, able to provide an effective decisions support, able to create a user-friendly system, able to develop a system that can increase the sustainability and productivity. So again, like you are here now kind of like tackling many different things here. Effective decision support system is something going to be very different from a system that can increase the sustainability and productivity of the crops using efficient tools and system resources. So again, like it is like very broad now. So whether like the decisions support system, whether you are going to like create something like a AI machine learning tool with which like the tool will guide the farmer to like take some decisions quickly, something like, okay, like next 10 days it is going to rain, so do this thing. So is it what you are trying to do, or develop a system that can increase the sustainability and productivity of the crops using efficient tools and system resource? So it's like very broad. So you need to like, once you have this problem statement, then this is where like the problem statement will guide your objective, like what you want to do. So can you go to the next slide? Okay, so methodology. Okay, so let's not go into the methodology and things like that. So because like the first thing that we wanted to do is like, let's try to really understand the farmers' problems and come up with a problem statement and come up with some ideas of how you are going to solve that problem statement. Then you come up with some small prototypes, if possible. If possible, you come up with some small prototype. If not, it's okay. Like, but at least I want you to like narrow down your problem statement, narrow down what you really want to do and how it is going to solve the problem of your potential user. So that is what I want you to do this week. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
No. Others?
Any questions?
No questions so far.
Okay.
So for the problem statement, just we need to identify their problem such as their crop have a problem or not.
Yeah. Yes. So I want you to create a one-page report where you show like how did you empathize with your potential user, like how did you define the problem, what sort of ideas you came up with, and if you have some prototype, maybe you can like also include it. And then probably if you have some time to like also test it and get some feedback, then you can like include that also.
Okay.
Yeah, but you just like create a one-page report, that is fine. I want you to like so don't focus on the, basically I want you to do this process. That's my aim. My aim is not to make you to write this report. So that there is a difference between just writing a report and doing this process and summarizing it in a report. So I want you to do this process and summarize it in the report. So that's what I want to do. So don't just write, okay, like we, without even like speaking with the farmer, don't write, okay, like we spoke with him, like we found out this problem. But probably you just like take some photos when you like speak with the farmer, take some videos, like understand like what sort of problem he is facing. Then you define it. Then once you define the problem, you again go and like validate whether this problem statement is really the problem that the farmer is facing, whether this problem that we have defined is what you are like really facing it. And once you have it, then you come up with some ideas. Then you probably go and like speak about the ideas. You don't even like need to like jump into creating a prototype. You just like go and like speak with the farmer and tell him the 10 or 20 ideas you came up with, and ask him which idea looks good for the farmer. Then maybe we can just prototype that idea and finally test it. Okay.
Okay. Clear.
Okay. Okay. Sir, do you have any questions?
No from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So then then I think like they can we can like so probably they will do this in this week, sir. So next week like they will like present this to me, and then we can like continue from doing the prototype and then the other things.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So each of us need to write one
No,
report. right?
not each of you. Like it's going to be a team project. So
Or
so you are all going to give me just one page report. Like so it's going to be a team report. It's not an individual report. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because you again like you need to do this as a team. So don't so you don't just go to one farmer and like some your team member go to. So you just like go as a team and then speak with them, identify things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds great, right? Dr. Arjun.
Yes, sir.
But the process, right, is not the solution. The process first is validate the problem first, right? This
Yes,
sounds
sir.
great, right? But the student need to work out and look for a farmer. But there are plenty of farmers outside there.
Yes.
They could be a very small, they could be very big, they could be medium size. There could be a variety of crops, right? They are growing.
Yes, sir.
So I think we focus on the experience first, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Not the what they call the actual outcome.
Yes, yes, sir.
So empathizing, right? I think the first thing is empathizing, understand, right?
Yeah.
Empathizing, understanding the need of the end user.
Yes.
Okay, empathizing. So we are now in the first stage, empathizing.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's do it, right? Empathizing, get the process and a very quick experience, right? A very quick experience, right? Manager, Ali, just look
Yes.
for a farmer. Probably, I think the best thing is to look for your person around you, your
Okay.
cousin, your family members, right? I think easier to get access. Right? My idea is it probably is not easy to get access to those that you do not know. Right? It may take time, right? They may not
Yes.
believe in you. They may not talk to you. But talks to your family members, your colleagues, your neighborhood, probably your friends, right? Probably something like this, right? Get the idea first. Any farm could be pineapple, could be kelapa sawit, palm oil. What could be vegetable, right? Could be what else? Dusun, right? Those dusun is what? Yeah, anything like something like fruit growing, watermelons, chilies growing. Right? I think just a sample.
Okay.
I think around us, right? I think they are farmers, right? I believe around you, your friend, your family, you have some relationship, right? You have some relationship. They are farmer or probably works on in the field of farming. Probably the agent, right? Some might be just the agent to collect fruits, right? Probably they are just a supplier to supply seeds, fertilizers, right? And you got connection. Is it possible? Right, just a quick interview and understanding, and see what are the problem. There could be many, could be including the man out the label, right? The soil, could be the supply chain, could be the weather, could be the government policy. Some may complain about government policy and subsidizing, right? And some may complain about this market price. Those are problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Proceed. Okay. I think that is a good idea, right? I think manager, right, and the group, right? I think that is a good practice to get to know what is actually to construct a project, right? To construct a project. Okay. Any others word from Dr. Arjun?
No, sir.
So, I asked the other group to join.
Sure, sir.
Probably Ali, you want to do among yourself, Ali? Right?
Yeah.
Manager, right? Please schedule among yourself. I believe you can do the scheduling, right? So
Okay.
and report it in the group, and how are you going to look for cables, right? Okay, relationship, and us and interviews a farmer, any farmer, I think could do. Okay, the other group, right? I'm posting. Okay, I think so this group leave the
Yes, sir.
session now.
Yes, sir. So they can,
Thank you, Dr. Arjun.
they can
Okay.
start to work on the project.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Dr. Arjun.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
others, yes. See you again. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
You may leave the room.
Okay.
Right. Mirul,
Alright,
jumpa
thank
lagi.
you.
Okay, Mirul.
Okay, thank you.
Jumpa
Thank
lagi
you.
ya. Okay. Amar. Najwa, Fadiha. Now we have another group from Smart Health.
Okay, sir.
In the Smart Health. Right? So let's see how the works, right?
Dr. Arjun, can I share the screen?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Introduce yourself first.
Yeah.
Good evening, Dr. Arjun.
Dr. Noor.
Nice to meet you. I'm Razif, the the supervisor for this group.
I cannot see your full face. I just half face. Can you turn down your camera?
Oh, yeah. Because my laptop is quite high.
Oh, you sit higher lah. Come on. Oh,
I'm using this cooling device.
yeah,
Cooling.
Dr. Raji is very young, right? He's very young. Young, but now senior already. I mean, young in terms of age, but he's a senior lecturer. SG, Dr. Raji, you may want to introduce the group, right, please?
Yeah, again.
You may want to introduce your group to Dr. Arjun.
Yeah.
What's actually you are doing and who is the manager?
Is everyone here?
Yes, please.
Students? Yeah, okay. Okay, Dr. Arjun, nice to meet you. So today, this now is our turn. I think group number HG24. So again, this I'm sorry, my voice is quite. I have
Yes.
some my voice. I'm sorry. So the group is developing a medicine dispenser with smart card access. So this is they selected this project due to its I think good the purpose is good. So I agree with this project. So I think we need
Dr.
to.
Raji, can you introduce your group first before you
Yeah.
get into the topic? Can you introduce your group first? Who are they?
Tak dengar lah tadi. Sekejap.
Your group member. Can you introduce your group members?
Yeah.
And who are the manager and the manager should talk, not you, right? You just interrupt. Okay.
Sorry, Dr. T, I cannot hear. I don't know why.
Can you hear? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Testing.
Testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, actually, I can hear you, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I invite
Najwa, korang
Najwa.
Najwa?
Najwa,
What,
you can start lah. Cannot hear.
Najwa?
Sorry for interrupting. Can I start to introduce our group member?
Yes,
Sure,
please.
yeah.
Yeah, please. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, good evening to Dr. T, Dr. Arjun, and Dr. RADZI, and also to my group members. Today, we are from HG24. We'll present about our IDP project, which are medical dispenser with smart card access. And first of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Nur Safira binti Ishaq, and for my other group members, which are Nur Hidayah Najwa binti Syarudin, Nur Fatia binti Harun, Nur Dania binti Azaman, and Nur Fadila binti Mama Izman. And our manager is Nur Hidayah Najwa. So we will start with our product background, and I will pass it to Fatia.
Safira, for inviting me to explain more about the product. First of all, I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Arjun, Dr. T, and Dr. RADZI for joining us today. Now, I would like to explain more about the product, which is named as the medical dispenser with smart card access. Now, let's take a look at the product background of this project. The theme given to our group is a healthcare, which is we already specified the scope to the healthcare center. So as we all know, most healthcare center will be flooded by patients every day, and it may cause a condition that may be difficulty for elderly to face. Most of these problems happen in a pharmacy department, which is we need to queuing in a long line to get a medicine. So our group want to develop the new technology medical dispenser accessed by a smart card. So our group decide to improvise a vending machine to become a smart pharmacy that can help the pharmacists to avoid congestion. I think that's for me. Just that from me. Then I want to invite Najwa to explain more about the problem statement.
Okay, so next is the problem statement. So based on the Joshua from article, it shows that mostly government medical center pharmacy units are overcrowded and have long queue line. And based on a study, which is from RADZI, there are 4 factors affecting waiting time in outpatient pharmacy, which are number of medications in prescription required in intervention, number of staff, and filling process. So from these factors, we decided to build a vending machine using a smart card. So from the smart card, we will store all the data about patient data, which about medicine and all. So from the smart card, we can swipe or tap at the vending machine and will automatically dispense the medicine. So this solution will cut down waiting time and avoid overcrowded and also bring ease to patients. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any other slides? Okay.
Okay, for now, I will present the objective part. So for this project, we have 4 type of objective, such as firstly is to design a self-dispensing pill dispenser that does not require human assistance. It is because our group have designed the dispenser that will help the patient to take a medicine. Second, the objective is to develop a smart card system based on RFID that store patient's data. So we develop the card system, and the card system, we have the patient data in it. And thirdly is to integrate the medical dispenser with the smart card system. Okay, for the medical dispenser, we connect with the smart card that have the patient's data. Okay, and lastly, the objective is to demonstrate the effectiveness of automated medicine dispenser with smart card according to the store patient's data. Okay, next.
Okay, for the scope of work, this dispenser system consists of 1 unit Arduino Mega, 1 unit LCD display, 1 unit RFID card reader, 5 unit RFID, and 6 unit of micro servo motor, which is we use 180-degree. So for this concept, this dispenser system will dispense maximum 5 type of pills per patient. And our smart access card will allow the doctor, nurse, and patient to configure the type of medicine that suits for patient that they need to take. Okay, next.
Okay, now let's take a look at the flowchart, which is the flowchart will show the detail about the process about our project. Firstly, when we start the prototype, we need to scan the smart card using a RFID reader. Then the RFID reader will read about the data, the patient data, and the RFID reader will read about the patient data, and the TFT screen will display the list of medicine, and the patient need to verify even if the medicine is correct or not. Can we go to the next slide, Fadila? After the detail of the medication show, the patient need to verify the data even if the medical is correct or not. If the medicine is correct, the patient need to push the yes button and the medical will drop based on the selected data. And if not, the process will return to the reading, the RFID reading. And after the medical drop based on the selected data, the process will be end. Next, let's take a look at the block diagram. Okay, this is the block diagram, which is it show about the process of it show the basic process of our product, which is we use a smart card, and we need a RFID reader to read the smart card. And after we read the RFID reader, the data will get into the Arduino Mega, and Arduino Mega will give the order to the TFT screen display. And if the patient select yes, the continuous rotational servo motor will start to move and drop the medical, and the medicine will come out from the vending machine. Okay, that's for me. Next. The next person.
Okay, for my turn is expect the result. So thank you, Fatia. So I will present the expected results, which is the rough overview of our project prototype. So this is the front view of the medicine dispenser. From this view, we can see that there is 5 functions. First, we have the picture of the medicine. So we plan to put 5 types of medicine. Second is the place to medicine come out. Second is the place that the medicine come out and patient to take medicine. Third is LCD display. Next is the fourth is the RFID reader, and the last is RFID card. And the sixth is the spiral spring that used to push the medicine out. From the back view of the prototype, we have the servo motor that used to rotate the spiral spring. Then there is LCD display, Arduino Mega that is our microcontroller that control all the device, and last is RFID reader. So that's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, so let me share my screen so that I wanted to discuss with you a little bit more about this mentorship session, and what I wanted you to do, and what is the deliverables and things like that. So okay, can you see my screen? Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so we have 4 mentorship sessions that is spread across different weeks. So my aim is to this entire mentorship session, the objectives are to make you do design thinking to identify problems. So of course, you have some rough problem statement and you have some works that you have already done, but I want to kind of further shape it more better, further fine tune it more better. So the objective is to make you do design thinking to identify problems, make you create prototypes, then create an investor presentation with which you can present your startup idea or your project idea to an investor. So the investor presentation is going to be something different than the presentation that you showed to me. The presentation that you showed to me is kind of more like a final year project presentation, kind of a technical presentation, but an investor presentation will look something different. So if you are going to show this idea to a potential investor to get some funding to commercialize this project, you will use an investor presentation. So I will also like go through that to help you make one, and also pitch your startup idea more efficiently, more effectively, and kind of like equip you with entrepreneurial skill set. So entrepreneurial skill set in the sense I mean that even if you are going to start up your own company, or even if you go to industry to work, you need to like develop certain skills with which you can like kind of progress in your career. So that's what I mean by entrepreneurial skills. So when you do all of these things that I am going to give you as assignments during this mentorship session, you will kind of like develop that entrepreneurial skill sets with which will help you to like progress further in your career. So we are going to have 4 sessions. So we are today in session 1. Then next week we'll have another session. Then there will be a 2-week gap between the second session and the third session, and then another like 2-week gap between the third session and the fourth session. So today's agenda is to mainly get to know about each other, your project, what you are doing, and I'm also like going to share with you more about what design thinking is. And this week you will be doing design thinking. So you will do design thinking, and then you will create a 1-page report. Like it's a team report, it's not an individual report. So you'll create a 1-page report which you will present it to me next week. Then next week we will have a small session on business model canvas. Then we will start to prepare prototypes. We will start to build prototypes, then validate those prototypes with potential users, then start to fill up the business model canvas. So if you are having this prototype and if you want to convert this prototype into a startup venture, what are all the things you need to consider? So that is what the business model canvas is, and you will be starting to like think about all of those things in the next session. And then you will show me your prototype, your business model canvas during the third session. And then we will also have a introduction to financial modeling, how to prepare your investor presentation. And then you will do all of those things, and finally you will present your startup idea. You will present your financial model and investor presentation in the last session. So this is roughly the agenda. So don't get confused. Don't think that like the too many things to be done. Like let's just go week on week, so that like you don't get so much confused. So let's just focus on this week alone. So this week I'm going to now introduce you to a concept called design thinking that you will be doing this week, and create a 1-page report. So like first of all, like what is entrepreneurship? Like why do a company exist? So you all want to like go for work, right? Like either you want to like create your own startup, or you want to go to work to a company, right? So why do companies first of all exist? Can anyone let me know? Why do we have a company? So why is there a company? So can anyone tell me like the company that you like most? Can anyone like tell me which company you like most? It's not a very hard question. Like it's a very simple question. So don't feel shy. Like so, any company you can just tell me. Just unmute yourself and just tell me.
Anyone can answer? Najwa, can you answer any?
7-Eleven. Walmart. Family. Convenience store.
Yes. So students, from the students.
I think Family Mart is a company, right?
Yes.
Okay, Family Mart. So why do we have Family Mart? What is the purpose of the company?
To sell food.
To sell
Food.
food. Okay, so I think like it's a supermarket, right? Family Mart is a supermarket, right? You get like all other things also, right? Like grocery.
Not really grocery. I think it's more like convenience store, like
A convenience store,
sandwich.
like probably like fast foods, like
Mm.
coffee, milk,
Yes.
something like that, right? Okay. So yes, like convenience store, like why? Because why are we having this convenience store? Because like these stores are basically located at places like somewhere like a bus station or somewhere like nearby our house, right? So we just go there and like we buy whatever we want. So if you take any other company, like so probably like which brand laptop you are using, like laptop or smartphone?
Samsung.
Samsung. So why do we have Samsung? So why you didn't buy like other mobile phones like Xiaomi, Oppo, Apple, and all? Why did you like particularly choose Samsung?
I think because Samsung is popular.
Popular. Okay, so other companies are also popular, like Xiaomi, Oppo, Apple, all are like popular, right?
I'm not sure.
I think Samsung brand are affordable lah for
But Xiaomi,
people.
Oppo is like even more cheaper than Samsung, right? So why did you buy a Samsung phone? Okay, so if I give you a Samsung phone and Apple phone, which will you choose? Like if I'm giving it for free, which will you choose?
For me, I choose Samsung.
You'll still choose Samsung. You'll not get
Yes.
the Apple phone. Oh, so then I think like you really have some like I want to now understand like why not Apple?
I don't know. I think for me, Android is more easy than
Okay. So basically yes. So like you have some liking towards like Samsung. So Samsung knows that. That is why they are making this phone, right? Like if Samsung is not able to like find a customer like you, like because like from my interaction, like it seems like you are like a diehard fan of like Samsung, like you because see if I ask this question to anyone, like if I'm going to give you an Apple phone and Samsung phone for free, which one you'll choose? Like many people will say like Apple, but you are like still saying like Samsung. So you're like kind of like very loyal to that Samsung brand. So Samsung knows that okay, like there are like customers like Noor Hidayah. So that's why like they are making this phone, right? If they don't have customers like you, then like Samsung will not like produce these phones, and Samsung will not be a profitable company. So that is why every company exists. Like they're creating some product to solve some of our problems. So if it is a convenience store, like probably like so people because in Singapore this convenience stores usually are available in the MRT stations, so where like supermarkets are not easily available. So if someone wants to like just quickly get a cup of coffee or get some fast food, they just go to the convenience store and quickly get it. So this is the problem they have identified. Like so in a MRT station there is no big supermarket or there is no other shop where you can buy coffee or like things like this. So when you just place a convenience store, people can like easily buy it. So basically all these companies exist because they have identified a problem, and they are like creating a product to solve this problem, and by creating this product which solves your problem, they are making money, right? So that is the simple purpose. If you are creating your own company, why do you create a company? Because you want to make some money, you want to like create some product which you want to sell it and you make some money. That is the same purpose of a bigger company. So even if you go to any company, even if you go for a job to any company, you will be doing something very small. As a fresher, you will be doing something very small, but that big company primarily exists because like they are creating this product, and whatever small work you are doing is still going to be part of that bigger product, which they are going to sell it and they are going to make money to make the company profitable. So this is why every company exists. And how do they find how do they like kind of like find out which product to create? So if you take Samsung, so recently they came up with the Samsung Fold mobile phone, right? Like you know it, like it's not like so much out in the market, like you can't like see every people like using it, but it's still there, right? So why did they come up with this Fold version? Can anyone let me know? We all have this, like even I am using a Samsung phone, so we all like have this Samsung phone, but why did they come up with this Fold version? Any idea? You know about the Fold version, right? The Fold version. So any idea like why they came up with this Fold version?
I'm not sure, but it has two fold, right? Yang open and
Yeah.
lipat macam ni. I think yang kalau yang, I think this one, the space easy to hold.
Okay.
And
So probably because so they want to like, so after some point like they can't like make the phone size bigger, right? So if they make it more bigger, then it does not like fit into our pockets, right? So then it will be so big. So that's why so this is a problem. People want big screens, but at the same time they want small mobiles. See like how opposite our preferences are. Like we want big screen, but we want smaller mobiles. We want like thin mobiles. We don't want like heavy. The weight of the mobile needs to be very small. So as a customer, as a consumer, like we have opposing preferences. Like we need bigger screens, but if Samsung comes up with a bigger screen which is heavy, then we will not buy it. So this is the problem that Samsung found out, and they came up with, okay, like if I can fold this, then you can like still fit it into your pocket. It is like still small in size, but then based upon your usage requirement, you can like either see it as a small screen version, or if you want to see some movie, or if you want to play games, then you can like unfold it to make it as a bigger screen. So how did they even find out this? How did they find out that, okay, like if they can come up with this foldable version, people will be interested to buy it? So this is where many companies, like almost every company, every big company, every startup, they use this framework called design thinking. So design thinking is basically a technique. It's basically kind of a thinking methodology. It's a thinking methodology. It's a framework. You can call it as a framework or technique. So basically, it is a technique used for identifying problems that customers are facing and come up with innovative solutions. So any company that you take today, they will be doing design thinking. Like sometimes we will not know that they are doing it, because like as a fresher, like you will be working on a very small portion of the project, but the top management of the company, they will have like their own market research team. They will have their own product managers. So these people are the one who will go and like who will do this design thinking to find out different problems that the customers are facing, and what sort of solutions we can do it. So that is what design thinking is, and it's used by almost like every company, even the governments are using it and things like that. So basically the main agenda of like design thinking is to make things that people want, rather than make people want things. There's a little bit difference between even though the words are the same, a little bit like arranging the words like differently, like has different meaning. So make things that people want means you are going to like build things that people need, like because people are facing some problem. People are literally like scratching their head to like see how they can solve this problem, and you are making it and people will buy it. But there's a difference between this and make people want things. So make people want things is what the classic Instagram influencer do. So how many people use Instagram? You see someone using something and saying, oh, this is like making me look more beautiful, this is like making me solve all of my problems, right? That is make people want things. Because see, somehow like when we see them, when an Instagrammer like goes to a foreign place and say, I don't work, but I just travel around the world and I like live a very rich life. That is like kind of like make people want things. But it will not solve our problem. If we also do something like that, then we will end up going bankrupt. So there is a difference. So this is what design thinking process is. Basically, it's a 5-step process that you are going to do this week and create a 1-page report on your project. So so it is basically empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. These are the 5 steps that the design thinking process has. So empathize mean basically you step into the shoes of your customer. So if you say that since your product is something relevant to the medical field, it is something like you go and like really understand the problems of the elderly people who are going to hospitals. So have anyone of you already done it? Did you really go to a hospital and speak with the elderly person to find out what sort of problems they are facing? Anyone of you done it? Okay, so if you didn't do it, then you are going to do this week. So what you are going to do is, so empathize mean basically so whoever you are choosing as your potential user, you are going to be with them. You are going to understand what problems they are facing by experiencing those problems yourself. It's not interviewing. Basically, interviewing is different from empathizing. Interviewing is you go and directly ask the person a question, but empathizing is you go and observe them. Basically, you observe them and like kind of like take notes on like what are all the problems they are facing. Then you also like interview them. You understand their problems more deeply rather than like in a shallow level. So that is what empathizing is. So if you take that, your problem is like you are feeling that elderly people going to hospitals are like facing difficulties, then you are really going to speak with the elderly people and understand what sort of problems they are facing. This is what empathize is. And then once you have empathized with them, this is where you are going to now have many different problems. So if you go and like start to speak with the elderly person, they are going to give you like 10 different problems. They are going to like say you lot of different problems that they are facing. Of course, as an innovator, you don't have the capacity to solve like all of their 10 different problems, right? Because see, why does a company exist? Because a company needs to be profitable. If they start to do all of the 10 different solutions, then who will buy it? Like probably it is the problem of only 1 or 2 people. If you go to your grandmother and speak with her, she's going to say some problem. If you go to another, maybe your friends, like your grandmother's friends, then probably she is going to say some other problem. So when you speak with a lot of people, you are going to collect like different problems. But then you can now find a common problem that is most like relevant for this group of people. Even though your grandmother finds like different problems, your grandmother's friend find different problem, there will be few problems that will be common to this older people. So this is where you are going to now define. So you are going to now define and come up with a problem statement that is only 1 sentence. So it needs to be very crisp. The problem statement that you showed me was a little bit bigger, right? But during this design thinking phase, you will come up with a problem statement that is very, very crisp, like probably like only one sentence. So the problem faced by elderly people going to hospitals is this, and my solution is this, which will help them solve this. Something like this template. Like I'm just like giving you a random example, but it needs to be like a one sentence, very, very crisp. So once you have defined this problem statement, then you as a team, you are going to now ideate solutions. So ideate solutions mean you're going to come up with 30 ideas. So because you are like 5 different people in the group, at least like each one of you is going to come up with 8 to 10 ideas. So during this ideation phase, you should not you should not think whether the idea you are coming up with is feasible or not. All I want you to do is like just come up with many ideas, as many ideas as you can for the problem statement that you have defined. As many ideas, like even the idea can be like make them travel to space. I'm completely fine with it. Like, so even the idea, if the idea is crazy also, no problem. But you need to think. You need to like think and come up with many different ideas. Once you have come up with many different ideas, now as a team, you start to rank all of these ideas, like which ideas feasible, which ideas like not feasible, which ideas for which ideas like we have the capability to do it and things like. So you rank these ideas. So once you rank it, probably you will have like the first 10 top 10 ideas. So now you are going to start to prototype it. And you already have some prototype, like really it is good, like at least you have thought about like how your system is going to look like. You at least like had some paper sketching, so please continue doing it. So did you attend my previous session on rapid prototyping techniques, the last Thursday? You probably have attended, right? So there I also gave some tips on how to come up with software prototypes and hardware prototypes. So maybe you can like again see that video. So now you start to come up with prototypes. And once you have come up with prototypes, you are now again going to meet the elderly person and show your prototype to them, and you are going to validate whether this is going to solve their problem or not. So once you have validated it, definitely the very first instance you will fail, because see, this design thinking is an iterative process. So we should not like be afraid to fail. So I want you to like do this exercise. I'm not like here to like I'm not here to give you marks for whether your prototype looks good or not. I want you to like do this exercise, because this is what you are going to do when you go into the industry. Of course, like you will not do immediately once you get into the industry, because there will be a product manager, there will be a market researcher who will be doing this, and they will be collecting all this information and will be giving it to your team lead. Then your team lead will basically give you the individual tasks that you will be doing it. But if you have this understanding, then you can develop better products, and you can start to like progress in your career in a faster rate, rather than just doing what your boss is saying. So if you have this understanding, you can now go and like ask your boss. You can even like question your boss, like why are we doing this? Like maybe this would be a better idea. So maybe like if your boss is like good enough, he's going to accept that proposal, and you can like if you can like do it, and sometimes it can even like progress your career better, rather than just obeying what your boss is saying and things like that. So this is what you are going to do in this week, and you are going to prepare a one-page report. It's a team report. So don't think that this, don't just like that write the report. I'm not here to like see the report. Basically, I want you to like experience this process. I want you to do this process and just like summarize it in a report. So since you have already taken a problem statement, I want you to first go and like speak with few elderly people, maybe probably go to a hospital and see what sort of mechanisms they are using, whether they already have such mechanisms for like giving these medicines to elderly people faster. So just go and like see things and like understand things, and then speak with elderly people, understand from them, and then define what sort of problem statement that you are going to solve, and then ideate few solutions, and then probably if you have some time, you can like do some small prototypes, and you can also like test it with your potential user, and then just summarize this in this one-page report. Okay. Any questions?
Ada soalan? Question? SB boleh tanya juga. SB can ask question as well. SB. Is it supporting your project, your research? SB?
Yeah, they should do this actually. Yeah, empathize first. Yeah, they need to experience, to see actual problems at the field. And so I think the nearest is the PKU, Pusat Kesihatan University. So you can, the students can go there and see the patients and experience what they going through. I think that's the best way, the easiest way. Okay. Any question from students, please? Dr. Arjun, do you need to have all of these elements in the one page
Yes, sir.
report?
Yes, sir.
Including the prototype.
So the prototype, like we are like
drawings.
going to focus more during the second session, but probably in the first session they can like at least like do some like drawing or something like that.
Yeah.
And I want them to like go and like validate it. So go and like speak and show this prototype to the potential user and validate it.
Yeah, I think
That's what I want to focus them to do it, like rather than like creating a nice prototype.
Okay, understand. Fadila, any question?
Ada tempat-tempat tak? Is there any potential place to us beside PKU?
Clinics.
Clinics.
Pharmacies.
Yeah, clinic panel clinics. Okay, ada kan? We have panel clinic in Paraja, in Batu Pahat. Clinic also can. Or pharmacies. Ada pharmacies. Pharmacy. Because your system is about prescription automated system. Right, system on prescribing medicine, right? Probably pharmacy also is a good choice, right? Yes, it's up to you. Manager, siapa manager? Who is manager?
Me.
Manager, think about this. Think about this. So I think I'll leave it to you, I think, and SB, right? I think manager is able to bear the responsibility, right? And manage and coordinate among yourself, right? So uruskan sendirilah, uruskan. Okay. Azwa, saya rasa anda boleh. Okay, any more before we end?
So one thing I just wanted to add on. So doing a project is basically very easy. So in today's world, if you just Google, you can find like lot of project ideas. You can find lot of like the entire code is available in GitHub. You just need to like get that code and like put it in the Arduino and like it's working. So that is very easy today. But back in the olden days, like when I was a bachelor student, we did not like have information access like this, like today. Like it's not like we did not even have an Arduino board during that time. So we need to like get a microcontroller. We need to build all the associated circuits to program the microcontroller, and then take that microcontroller out of it and then put it in another PCB or breadboard and build the system. So this was how we did our projects. So in today's world, like doing the project is very easy, but validating is what is more difficult. People are like very shy to like go and speak with potential users and find out whether it is like really the problem that the user is facing or not, because it's very easy to like just see the laptop and like do everything very easily. So this is why this entire session I want you to go and like experience this process. I want you to like go and like speak with potential customers. Who knows, like if if you go to work and if probably if your manager assigns you as a market researcher, if your manager tells you to go to a customer and speak and I understand their problem. So this is what application engineer will do. So there is a position called as application engineer in many companies. So if you go to a company and if you become an application engineer, you will most of the time you will go and like speak with the potential customer, find out what application they are using, like where your products are being used in their products, and you support them. Basically, you then like create your own system or something like that and you support them. So this is what an application engineer does. So basically they need to understand customers' problem and they also need to provide a solution to them. So what I am like asking you to do is like very much relevant to that. If you become an application engineer, this is what you'll be doing it in the company also. So this will be a good exercise for you to like do this.
I got one question for you, Dr. Arjun.
Yes,
right?
sir.
That triggered me about this marketing, right? I've seen some project, right? They have kind of this marketing survey. They're doing surveying on the street, or they're doing this question. They even give what I call tokens after surveying or this thing. Is it part of this empathizing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's not empathizing really, but basically they want to collect more data after empathizing to see how many people are having the same problem. So during the empathizing stage, they basically spend more time in understanding the problems of selected people. But once they have understood this, then they want to validate if these problems are also faced by a larger group of people. So this is where they will then create a questionnaire or survey, and then like probably they'll just like give it when like randomly they will give it to people and like ask them to fill the survey, and like probably they will give some coupon or like voucher, something like that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I think probably in a what I call in a serious company who are probably doing a project, probably they could just cut it and get a contractor or company outsource the
yes, sir. They will usually
all
outsource
kind of these things, right? They don't need to do everything by their own, and then collect get all the opinions and before they start a project, or probably their experience after the products have been released or something like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So another what they call outsource the projects, right? Outsource the project, part of the project to the company, collect data, right? Yes, I think something interesting about this thing.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking about one of the project, right? And we actually thought of asking the company to pay some money to industry to do a pre-project survey.
Oh, okay, sir.
Probably at this. Well, the company might be too busy. Or another one is they don't have researcher to do all the proper steps of doing research, right? They are businessmen, right? They are not the company. They are not the surveyor, and they are not the researcher as well.
Yes.
Yes, something good, right? We get to know about this the world of prototyping and product development, right?
Yes, sir.
Any more from Dr. RADZI about this session before we end? It's about 4. No.
Yeah, I have no other question. I hope the student can take note and try to finish the assignment.
Okay. So Dr. Arjun, can you share the slide that you shared?
Yes, sir.
Now?
Yes, sir. I will.
And also, can you highlight the important date of say that you have delivered assignment, right?
Yeah,
So
sure,
what is
sure,
the
sure.
important date that you want to see, right? Something
Sure.
like a benchmark, right? A progress on a
Yeah.
milestone or benchmark on every meeting, right? So
Sure,
we
sir.
expect a outcome at the next
Yeah.
meeting, right?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, I think that's nice. It's very beneficial to have a session with experienced product developer and manager, right? I think that's good. Besides we are the university researcher, we don't think that kind of experience, right? Most of the time we are looking for problem based on literature review.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Very much different, right? Very much different.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's it for today. I'll see you. I think next section will be next week, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Any more before we end? 1, 2, 3. Ada tak soalan? Azwa?
No, Doctor.
Fadia? Fadia? Tak ada?
Betul?
Tak ada. Okay. So let's end.
Yeah.
Let's
This,
end today.
Dr. T,
Yeah.
they need to ask now. Later they ask me, maybe I don't know.
Ask now. Ada soalan?
The detail will be described by
I
Dr.
try to
Arjun.
help. I try to help.
Yeah.
I'm in the group as well, right?
Because I
try to
also the
help.
same. This is the first time I look at the design thinking
Design
related
thinking.
related to the
Something new to university academics, academician.
Even though I have experience in industry, but we didn't do this actually.
Yes.
I didn't do because I was in the R&D. So
Okay.
so I think this is much more related.
Yeah,
to the-
R&D, we don't consider anything like this. So
Yeah.
the aim of R&D is to like come up with new research.
Really, yeah, really, that's true.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. This is new thing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
That's it for today.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. Have a nice
you,
weekend.
thank you, sir.
Tomorrow is
Yeah.
a holiday as well.
Okay.
See you guys.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Arjun. Bye bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.